Welcome back to Two Gays Take On. Today we're talking about hookup etiquette. I'm Dex and this is
Jake!
and we didn't really know what to do as a topic today, so Jake thought about hookup etiquette.
I feel like it's an important topic. Casual sex is super common in the gay community. I feel like hookup culture in
Agreed.
general is like seeing a golden age.
Well, I
could be wrong about that, but
No, I feel like we're in a generation now where like everything is available at your fingertips, you know. You can find someone within 20 miles and just go hook up with them. Like it's a lot more common than the old days, I feel like.
well, and with the advent of like body positivity, like sexual awareness, the advent of social justice, like people are starting to let go of like the stigma that if you do go out and have casual sex and stuff, like that somehow you're a dirty person or like that you don't care about yourself. When in reality, sometimes it's just 2 a.m. You're sitting here like maybe a little higher, had a couple glasses of wine, and you're like,
damn,
I need that fucking booty. Like, give it to me.
And sometimes, you are a dirty person and you want to go out. Whatever.
Yeah,
Live
for
your
sure.
life.
Yeah.
We are both gay, but I'm probably going to let Jake ask me some questions about hookup etiquette. I have definitely had my fair share of hookups.
And I'm a newly born slutterfly. That's my that's my trademark.
Slutterfly. I'm not sure if what we talk about applies to lesbians, but some of it might. So.
I would love to know, because the truth is, like, I have no idea how my life has been like this, because I feel like I know I've met a ton of gay people, I've met a ton of trans people, but I know, like, one lesbian.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would call her standard, because she is something else, let me tell you. Lovely person, but really out there.
I think we're similar but different. Our sex aspects are probably 100% different, or they're exactly the same. And
I think it all boils down to the same thing.
You just love each other. We're just going to avoid this.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. Anyways, feel free to ask me anything you want. Like,
I don't even know where to start. So, like...
Well, number one, clean your butthole if you're a bottom.
You gotta have the water run clear, honey.
Like, yeah. You gotta do that.
I feel blessed is the top life because... And as a versatile person, I feel like I've seen both sides of this. But, like, if you're a bottom, you spend...
so much
an
more
hour
time.
At least getting ready, making sure that water run clear, like douche.
Yep.
Yeah, for inexperienced young gays, if there are any that bothered to listen to two old fuckers, because I guess in the gay community we're basically ancient at this point.
I have 5 years till 30 yet. I'm still young and free. I'm basically 18.
I'm 27. We are cranking up on that threshold. Pin in it for potential other topic. The old myth of gay death at 30.
Yeah, that's so true.
Which not a thing, but we'll talk about that some other time.
If you're young and gay, though, remember to douche. That's the first step.
Yes, there are many methods. You're probably, if you're 18, you're living at your parents' house.
Turkey baster.
You cannot buy, like, one of those, like, bougie-ass shower attachments, which I feel scare me. But please tell me your experience with them.
With douches?
No, with, like, the shower attachment douches.
I have not tried those. I've seen them at people's houses, but I've never tried one myself.
I have never tried one either. I tried
it scares me.
The saline bottle that you can buy at like Walgreens. No, would not recommend. That has like, what is saline? Salt water?
Salt solution.
Yeah. It
probably not good for your body.
It like gives you the poops. I'm really weird about bathroom stuff, so even saying that is hard for me, but
well, I typically normally just use water.
Bless Willem, the drag queen, because I watched like some fucking Andrew Christian video or something where Willem was in it, and he was like talking about that, and he's like, fuck that, you open that bottle, pour that saline solution in the sink, put some lukewarm water in that bitch, and shoot it up your butthole.
Yep. The fact. That's probably what I would use.
Yeah.
It works
But
best.
now I call it the booty ball. That's not a joke. Because me and my pseudo ex-husband, that's the only way I'm going to refer to him. Like, would joke about it. It looks like, you know, those like infant ear cleaners,
Oh
like the
yeah, the little
bulbs.
tiny ones.
Yeah, that you like can squirt water in their ear. It looks like that, but bigger, and you can just like up the pooper.
Well, that would work.
Yeah,
That would work fine.
there are different kinds of douching for sure. Like, there's the quick cleanup. It takes like 20 minutes, and you just make sure like that first part of your like I don't know, rectum intestines.
Colon?
I'm not a doctor.
It's your colon.
Yeah, is cleaned out. I read a guide about this because I was like super high one night and Googling it. And then there's also like the long cleanup where you're like, get ready, fucking grab a book because you're going to be on that toilet for a while. Like,
Yeah.
you know, where you clean out everything. Like,
It's totally normal while you're douching to have to get out of the shower, dry yourself off, and go to the bathroom.
do you douche in the shower?
Sometimes, yeah. What? Is that like a not hookup etiquette?
No, I just like, that's probably just me because, like I said, I'm super effing weird about bathroom stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of like, this is pushing a lot of boundaries for me to talk about this. I do not douche in the shower. I will stand in my bathroom buck ass naked, use sink water to fill up the booty ball, and then like sit on the toilet. And then at the end, because I like specifically bought a detachable shower head for this, like I will use that like a bidet and like clean my butt. And
Well, that would work too. Yeah, I'm just lazy. I just like to
like
do it
if
in
I'm
the
feeling
shower.
really bougie, I'll do it like
I won't
I
let
will
anything.
douche and then get in the shower to like clean myself up.
I won't let anything like fall in the shower. Like I always dry myself off and go to the bathroom. But like
See,
I find it easiest to.
I think my ex would douche in the shower, and I think it kind of scarred me because I would go in there and like it would stink for like an hour or two
No.
because it's like all in the drain and.
Hookup etiquette though, if you're gonna douche, do it at your own house.
Yeah,
if you
be
live-
ready.
Or if you live together, do it before they get home. Like, be ready. Like, you don't want to be last second getting ready for a hookup, which,
Don't eat anything that's gonna upset your stomach.
yes, but
But
hookup-
also don't starve yourself. I feel super weird when I read about like stories where people are like, "Oh, I never eat within like 2 or 3 hours of hooking up with someone." I don't really understand that. That's never been a problem for
yeah,
me.
you just have to watch what kinds of foods. But
Don't walk your ass down to the Taco Bell and get a fucking 8-pound quesarito.
or do whatever. Probably not the best idea.
Because his dick is gonna come out looking like the inside of that quesarito. Like,
Yeah. Oy, that's a violent image.
Hookup etiquette, whether you're a top or bottom, always recognize that sex is messy.
Yes, that's
especially
always a
gay
possibility.
sex. If you get a little poopy on a dick, you have to be an adult and recognize that's just something that happens.
Right.
If that's something that shuts down the mood for you, be respectful. I think that's totally like reasonable to be like, you know what, I'm not feeling it anymore.
And I've had my fair experience with that. Like, as sad as I am to say that, like, there's always been bottoms where like sometimes it just happens, and most of the time I'm like, oh, you know, we just need to like take a break. Like, I'm not super into it right now,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like, I still hang out with them and everything's cool. But if you make it weird and you stand them up and you're like, this is gross, like, stop. That's not hookup etiquette. Like, you knew what you were getting into when you invited them over. You should anticipate that there's the possibility of sex being messy.
See, good segue. Because I feel like the next thing to talk about is it's okay to low-key set out what you guys are going to do.
Oh, for sure. Anytime
If
I
it
go
goes other
anywhere.
places, make sure it's consensual. But, like, set up what you're going to, like... a general plan.
A role play.
Because if you did it, yeah. Because if you can make it sexy. I've made it sexy before. Like, oh, what are you gonna do to me?
Yeah. Like, just talk about it.
Yeah, but like, cause I've definitely like had situations where it went in a direction that I was not ready for. Like, Daddy, there ain't no rimming going on. Please do not go down there. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I would not want to do that to you. Oh yeah, I say that especially because there was like that college guy who like I was very forward. I felt like maybe I was a little bit too upfront, and I was like, I'm only looking to get sucked off. I don't even want to reciprocate. If that's a deal breaker, I respect you. That's totally
Was he down for it?
He said yes. Then he came over. We got into it, like, and I was like laying back on my bed, and he fucking shoved a finger up my ass, like, you are a lucky motherfucker that I just happened to come home and douche, because that would not have ended well for you.
Yeah.
And he did this weird thing where he like fucking, I think he went in knuckle first and then unbent his finger in my asshole. And I was not feeling it. Like, it basically killed everything
hookup
for me.
etiquette number 3. You should know the human body and know not to fucking unfurl your finger inside of someone. No.
I think I almost passed out because I was like, I think everybody has been there. If you've bottomed ever, you've had that top who has only watched porn and seems to think that an asshole is just a hole that you can just like, boom, push it in.
Yep.
That is not how that works. Like, you need to respect me. So, I mean, some do, you know, like, you prep. Like, I've done that before where, like, you know somebody's going to come over and you're like, I'm going to crack out that vibrator or the dildo or whatever and kind of, like, ease into it because I want to seem like that enthusiastic. Like,
important. If you are going to meet with someone and they have a big dick and you know that they have a big dick, like, you've seen pictures, warm yourself up before. Like,
true.
For sure. Like, it feels so much better and so much more natural.
And
like,
I feel like people, that's why this is important to talk about.
Not to call out, but like with Coke can guy, did you prep? Like, did you stretch out?
I did not.
Yeah.
And that, see,
and it
yeah,
was really
and it
painful.
was not great, yeah. And I feel like people who have only, no shade towards tops, but exclusive tops always seem to think that they can just like start hammering away at that fucker. Baby, when I am pushing my hand against your chest and breathing like I'm in labor, you need to hold on a minute. Like, this is a work in progress. We will get there, but I need a second.
Let me breathe.
TMI. But I was like living my slut fantasy, and I was like, I've always wanted to try this, and it was like a daddy, and like he had a really nice dick, but his face was not kind of what I wanted. So I was like, my way out was, I was like, I've always wanted to try this. I was like, I'll just blindfold myself and be ready and like be kneeling and ready when you get here. Like, you just walk in and put your dick in my mouth and we start this.
Love it.
Yeah, but I've invited him over again because it was good, but he was kind of a butterface. Like, that sounds really mean.
But you know what? He listened to what you said and you were prepared for what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it went well.
But he came over the second time. And I, like, bent over, and he, like, went in for the kill. And, like, I was, like, breathing. Like, I knew it was a little bigger, but it wasn't anything that was, like, gonna kill me. It wasn't, like, this 10-inch monster.
Yeah.
But, fuck, he did not wait. He, like, I started breathing heavier, which I always thought was, like, a nonverbal, pretty obvious cue, like, that you need to, like, hold up for a minute. And he just fucking pushed. And I thought I was going to pass out. Like, I wanted to cry.
Hold on. Hookup etiquette. Breathing heavier can mean so many things. Like, really. Like, I think if you need that second, you need to be like, I just need a second. Like, slow down. Like, Because breathing heavy can be like
True.
you're turned on, like you're into it, and you're like, like,
See, that's a very good point. I never thought about that.
like you just kind of need to
But
speak
also,
up.
I didn't think that it sounded like I was enjoying myself because I'm not fucking kidding when I say
But
I
some
sound
guys
like
are
a
into
lady in
that.
labor and I'm like, like you're kind of quiver voicing. You're like,
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
gray area.
Yeah,
Gray
gray area for
area.
that. If you quiver,
Anytime people are involved, it's a gray area.
also know the person that you're going to hook up with. Like, I know that a lot of gay culture is meeting someone like that day or like talking to them that day. But learn what you can. Like, look a little bit into them. Like, check out their Facebook or Instagram. It's not creepy. Like, you're going to this person's house to hook up, or they're coming to yours. Like, you
Yeah,
just want to know who they are and know that you're meeting
it's
the
a
right
certain degree
person.
of trust that you extend. It's a very like weird area of trust that isn't like explored in your normal life. But I think it does take a bizarre feeling of trust to go over to someone's house and like do sex stuff.
Yeah.
um
I don't know. I feel like I've had the most success in hooking up and just like douching, getting ready, going, and when I show up, I don't really like drink anything that they have because I don't know them. I just kind of
yeah.
hop in bed and go. Like,
I have asked for a glass of water before, but only because I know that then if it's after and they get me a glass of water, I can watch them put water in the glass,
yeah, true.
which is maybe like just a paranoia on my
And
part.
no,
But in today's world, you don't know.
have you ever heard about the grinder killer?
I have, and I feel like worried about like looking up more of it because I feel like it's gonna ruin it for me, and I'm gonna think. I already think like after my favorite murder, I already think everybody's out to kill me. Like,
Well, I will just tell you this. If you feel like it, research into it. It's not too scary, but it really definitely reminds you of like taking the precautions when you're online dating. Like, you never know who you're meeting up with because the person seemed pretty normal. Also, this is super random. Side note, I have to look up this guy and show him to you because he popped up on my murder feed on a site that I have, and he's so sexy. I don't endorse any of the murders that he's done, like for anyone listening to this podcast, but his name is Chris Watts, and he is Silver Fox incarnate
I
sexy
feel
daddy.
like I've heard that name before. Oh fuck, he is really hot, which is terrible.
I know, like, he's so hot, which is awful, but like, ah!
Oh fuck, yeah. Smash or pass?
Smash,
Smash,
but
but
don't murder
only
me.
if he had not been a murderer. Yeah. um, that reminds me. Learn what you are comfortable with. And I don't mean that in a sex way. I mean like set healthy boundaries that aren't going to make you an anxious mess because I've had people who tried to hook up with me and I will not hook up without pics. Like,
Me either. Sketchy.
yeah. Like
I understand if someone is like,
I don't like when people only I see I would love to know what other people feel about this because one of my personal rules is that if you will not send me a face picture, it's done.
yeah. I mean, I understand if people don't want to send a face picture right away because we are in such a world that like you can contact anyone on the internet, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna hook up with someone and they're like, hey, here's my address, could you send me a face picture? Send a fucking face picture. Like, do not like just go over there. Like, I would never give out my address before receiving a face picture. I would be like, if you want to come over, you can send me a face picture and I'll give you my address.
Yeah, I had this guy who was really insistent and like it was kind of a like I was willing to hook up with him. Not definitely not in my like top 10 I would ever believe. Like he said he was really inexperienced and whatever. I mean not that I'm like this Greek god of sex, but um but he would not send me a face picture. And I was like, why? And like I feel like when that happens, you always have to go through that mindset of like is it because they're insecure about themselves or did something happen in their life where like they're worried about the discretion, like that somebody's gonna like be like, this person is a teacher and he sent me dick pics and said he wanted to fuck my ass, like, which is scary. I can't believe like that's a thing that happens now.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, a lot of people aren't honestly on dating sites to just be malicious and find people and be like, hey, I'm gonna out you and see your face. But there are some assholes who, I think it's because gay people, like young gay people, feel so hurt and they don't fully understand their sexuality that like they have to feel that malicious. Because I've definitely had like gay guys before I had a face pic that were like pretty young be like, let me see a face, and I'd be like, well, not right now, like maybe later. And they're like, because you're a closeted faggot, blah blah blah. And
Wow.
you know, that's just them voicing their self internalized feelings.
Yeah,
I don't think they have another outlet.
for sure.
But not everyone's like that. I find that most people on Grindr are either completely disgusting or really charming and delighting.
There's not
no
a lot of
in-between.
gray area. Yeah. Not hookup, I guess, kind of hookup etiquette, but general pro-life tip: learn how to hold a conversation.
Oh, that's not important, I don't think. Do you think that's important?
I mean, I feel like it is. Maybe that's just me. But, like, if you just message me, like, you into question mark, and I, like, reply, and you just say cool, don't expect an answer from me.
I thought you meant in person.
No, like, if they're there and you've
Yeah.
already established what we are here for.
Hold a conversation online. I don't care about in person, but, like, you need to be able to give me something that I can reply to that's not K, cool, awesome, or haha.
Hookup etiquette number whatever the fuck we're on. Learn how to kiss. It is not a natural talent for everybody. I am not going to say that I am an amazing kisser, but I do believe self-confident Jake 2.0 is confident in his kissing skills. And I have been on some fucking hookups lately where it is like, it just kills the mood for me. I am very much, I love making out. I'm a total, like, kiss, make out person. And they have just been bad. Like,
Do a lot of them, like, want to kiss, though? Like, I find
yes!
I
They
find
are
a lot of
usually the
hookups
one
don't
who, like,
want to.
leans, like, they were the ones who, like, leaned in and initiated. And, like, all tongue. Like, one of them, it felt like I was being fucking licked in the face by a dog.
Oh.
Like, it was just sloppy, and, like, I didn't know how to handle myself. And I feel like you can kind of guide people, like, while you're kissing into, like, the way that it works.
Sort of, but not
But if
fully.
they are, like, set in their ways, it's done.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't care what you have to do. You get your ass on YouTube. You look up some tutorials.
Practice on your teddy bear.
Yeah, for sure. Realize that the tongue is a tool, not the entire machine.
Yes.
Yeah, because for me, nothing kills a hookup more than if you guys start to make out and it's just bad.
So, with hooking up, how do you feel about dirty talk? Like, if it's a first hookup, do you think that's acceptable? Like, do you feel like that's normal?
See, I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on it because I've never had somebody dirty talk me during a hookup.
See, I feel like hooking up is not like you're building a relationship with them, you know? It's not like you're trying to get to know them, like, as your new bestie. But I feel like if you're gonna dirty talk with someone or, like, you know, get a little bit aggressive or kinky, like, that needs to be disclosed before, like, you even get there. Because it would be really weird if you're totally chill online and you're like, yeah, I do this and this for fun, and, like, I'm looking to get my dick sucked, and then you show up and you're like, fucking suck that dick, you little fucking slut. Like, you're gonna be a little caught off guard, you know? You need to, like, tell them about it. You need to forewarn them. Because I've actually had that happen to me where, like,
I feel like I would panic. Like,
yeah.
if I showed up, like, if I was into it and all of a sudden, like, there was no lead up, and all of a sudden they were like, "Your daddy's dirty little cum slut," I'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, hold up."
I've had something like that happen to
Be-
me where I showed up and was expecting, a kinky hookup, but wasn't. I told him that I was inexperienced and wasn't really into like rough play. And I showed up and he literally like grabbed me by the hair and started calling me a fucking whore. Like, and I was so traumatized because I was so young that I was like so scared I didn't know what to do. Like, I wasn't
oh,
ready. And that was a
yeah.
hookup faux pas on his part. Like, he fucked up.
Faux pas.
Yeah.
um, yeah, because like the extent of dirty talk in my life has been like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You like that? Yeah. That's about it.
Well, never say yup. That's a for
Never
sure.
say yup.
Yeah. Like, that will definitely kill the mood. So never ever say yup. I could never imagine someone fucking me and being like, yup, yup, yup. Like, I would need to leave.
I would die.
My oven's on at home. I need to vacuum.
I forgot to feed my cats. I need to go.
They're dead. I haven't
ASAP.
fed them in 3 weeks. I need to go right now.
ASAP. For sure.
I think it's important to not be scared to know when to leave. Like, you don't want to stay there too long, but you also don't want to just like fuck them and leave. Because if they want to hook up again, you don't want to seem rude and be like, well, bye.
Yeah.
So I find that my experience is like, after hooking up, I usually just crack a joke or two or be like, that was really fun. Like, and then just kind of ask them a couple questions about their life, like while we shower, and be like, what do you do for fun? Like, where do you go to school?
Do you shower at
Sometimes.
their place?
Um,
I've never done that.
it really depends on the person, and I feel like that's a very important hookup etiquette thing to do.
That makes me feel like a messy slut.
No,
like
no, it's totally normal to drive home. I've done that too.
Cause like, yeah, this is, I feel shameful now about this. Like, I have driven home in basketball shorts with my fucking semi-cum covered, like, lubed up ass,
Yeah,
like, rubbing
I
against my
have too.
basketball shorts.
I mean, it really just depends on the person. Like, if I feel comfortable with them or I'm like interested enough in them, like I'll take them up on the offer. Or
Yeah.
if they offer, like I'll do it. But I feel like after the shower, I mostly just dry off, like talk to them for a few minutes, look around their apartment like a normal person, and then I'm like, all right, well, I gotta get going. It was good. Like, I don't ever want to stay too long.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
True.
I've had situations where I've been trapped at someone's house and like could tell that they just wanted me to leave like after the hookup.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. It's not fun for either of you.
That's like making me reflect on like some things. Cause like, I'm gonna call him R, but like when R came over, he did that. Like, he stayed and kind of looked around my apartment and we chatted for a bit and then he left. And I guess I didn't know that was like, I also just realized.
Perfect? Like, did you think it was like the right timing of him like leaving?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, it doesn't seem rude. You seem interested in who they are, but also like you don't want to impose on their
I
space.
also just realized that there's only ever been like 1 or 2 hookups that I've ever gone to their place. But I guess that's because I live by myself, so like it's easy for me to host because
yeah.
the only people ever here are my fucking cats. Which, by the way, horrible. Close your door because nothing is clearly hotter than being in the middle of like sucking some dick on your bed and having your fucking overweight cat hop up on the bed and like start meowing at you.
Yeah. Pets are a no. Like, you need to keep them out of the room. Pets are not allowed in the room at all. Like, lock them out as much as you love them.
I was so mortified by that.
Oh, man.
That reminds me, hookup etiquette, part of your cleanup routine, or like cleanup pre-hookup do not put lotions or oils on your butt or on your dick. Like, do not
Why?
over cologne. I just recently had somebody come over. It was that guy that your roommate, like, was gonna hook up, like, with the blonde hair
Mm-hmm.
and, like, was a little bigger and kind of, like, fell in love with him. And it was, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was, like, half drunk and super high, and I was like, yeah, come over. And he came over,
Wearing tons of cologne.
and I went down on him and, like, sucked his dick, and it tasted vile because, like, have you ever accidentally sprayed cologne in your
Yes,
mouth or
and it's like
something?
alcohol numbness. Like,
Yeah. And
yeah.
it was like that, and that just, like, already straight out of the gate, I was like, man, this, like, killed me because I can't even, like, I can't keep doing, like, power through this.
Yeah. That's a rough one. I feel really bad now because I douse myself in cologne when I'm about to go hook up.
You can, but also remember they're literally going to be like 3 centimeters away from
Put
you.
it on your clothes, not your dick.
Correct. Correct.
If you need to freshen
Game
up, just
plan
scrub.
move. You can spray like a little on your neck, so subtle hints after you take off your clothes. But like their tongue may be anywhere on your body,
And they
you
should
know,
not taste it.
and they should not taste your cologne.
Yeah.
Also, hookup etiquette. I feel like an empowered individual because I'm just cranking these motherfuckers out. Mostly because things have gone wrong. Like let my tragedy be your hope. um Fuck, now I just forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, learn how to act interested like while it's happening. Like if you are not interested, if you are not feeling it, I don't want to be a part of it either. So I am a-okay with you stopping and being like,
Hey,
I'm not
into it.
feeling this. You know, maybe we'll try again some other time, but I think it's going to be best for both of us if we just call this off.
I feel like that's an acquired talent though, because I feel like some people are people pleasers or like don't have necessarily the emotions to
Right.
say so.
True.
Because I've recently actually just been able to do that. Like before I was in a relationship, like I just then started being able to be like, I'm not into this. I want to go. Like before that, if I wasn't into it, I was trapped. Like I felt like I couldn't
See,
voice
when I
my opinion.
started doing casual sex, that's what I was like. But like I had a couple of my friends like coach me, like that one guy who I have the weird like side piece relationship with that his girlfriend knows about me, and like we just, which by the way, he ate my, I went out to, did I tell you that? I went out to Michigan, I finally met him in person,
Uh-huh.
and we got super hammered at a fucking bar,
How'd
like
that
this
go?
straight like hole in the wall bar. It was good. I impressed myself because I was the initiator. Like we had had a couple drinks already, and he hadn't made a move, and I just kind of like grabbed the front of his shirt and pulled him in, and we started making out in the bathroom. It was so fucking hot, especially because then we had to go out of the bathroom, pretend that nothing happened because we decided very early on that none of the other friends need to know about this because it's just not anybody's business.
Yeah.
And like it would get weird. So then it was like that kind of forbidden fruit thing because we would go
Where you're
like
like,
I would try to like, you know, like I'd be like I have to pee, and then like I'd be in the bathroom and I'd pee and then like wait a minute, and then all of a sudden like he'd come in and we'd make out and like rub and like stick our hand down each other's pants and stuff. And then at the end of the night, so fucking hot, but also I was pretty pasted at the time, which I feel like I shouldn't talk about this anymore because I've already said like all of these hookups I did when I was like super pasted or super fucking high.
it's okay
Like,
to smoke or drink and hook up.
But we were both pretty drunk. And we were getting ready to leave, and I was like, "Oh, like before we leave, like I have to go use the bathroom." And we ended up in the like fucking toilet stall. Like, and I never thought I would be that person, but like we were sucking each other off in the toilet stall, and then like I grind against his ass, and then he like flipped me around and like ate my ass
Whoa.
in the toilet stall. And then we had to like, And I was like in there, and I was like, we can't do this. I was like, they're waiting for us to leave. Like, they're literally standing outside the bathroom, and I think we've been in here a really long time. Like, and if we don't want this to get out, like, we need to go. Like, while
Good
he's like
call.
sucking my dick. And then he's like, they don't know. Like, it was one of the weirdest, hottest, like, things I've ever done in my life. Like, we didn't even get to fuck, and I walked out of there, and I was like, oh, damn. And then we, like, left. But, yeah. That was a tangent, and I
That's
forgot what I
okay,
was
I
talking
loved
about. Like, hashtag, slutterfly life.
Slutterfly life. I love that, though. You know, I haven't had a lot of, like, in public experiences like that. Like, a couple, but
I just felt like
not
the
many.
fact that it was spontaneous made it better.
There was one time, the most spontaneous sex I ever had. I was on a hike. Literally, like, had just woken up from a nap, was going to buy some weed, and was, like, with my weed dealer. And literally, we were hiking through a trail, and he was like, you want to get fucked? And I was like, yeah, right now. Like, literally, and we just did it right there, like, in the middle of the trail.
Isn't it surreal how stuff like that happens?
Yeah, it doesn't even
Like,
feel real when it's happening. You're like, am I watching someone else's life?
did I ever tell you that time when I was in college where I had the flu. I had like 102 fever, and I set up a hookup with a guy, and then like it was a disappointment. Like, I went down on him in the like I brought him back to my dorm, and like we went in the shower, and like I blew him, and it was like Bob done.
Definitely don't do that. If you have the flu, just stay home. Call that one out.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, I'm not feeling it. Like, oh man.
That was a poor choice.
Yeah.
That was a poor choice.
I don't know. Do you think we should wrap up?
I guess. I've kind
I
of been
think-
rambling a lot.
I feel like I've said everything I wanted to say
Yeah.
or had to say.
Let us know questions, comments, concerns.
Yeah, for sure. Neither of us is experts by any means,
For sure.
but we're always here to give good advice.
Turn my tragedy into your future. Like,
And just
into your bright
remember,
future.
whoever you're gonna meet on Grindr, they're either gonna be trash or they're gonna be a very nice person. You never know.
Yeah. Be safe. Be sexy.
Yeah, and be
Keep
confident.
Be confident. Establish good boundaries. Don't be afraid to leave.
Oh, never be afraid
Yeah.
to leave. You can be ready to leave when you get there.
Yeah, for sure. I think I think we've both been there where you're
Literally.
like, this is a last minute desperation hookup. I don't even want to be here, but I'm so fucking pent up that I just need this to happen.
Literally, your old neighbor was like that. Sorry. Thanks for listening, you guys, to two gays take on hooking up etiquette.
Bye.
Bye.